Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to my coverage of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Today I'm going to be talking about episode 4, and it is Snatch Game. Oh, yes! We were so looking forward to this one. What is Snatch Game about?
This challenge is all about wit. You've got to have wit. Don't be a tit, have wit. And I've got wit. Tit.
Thank you for that, Baga. That was gloriously put. Yes, Snatch Game. Oh, we were all looking forward to this episode because Snatch Game is always a highlight of every season of Drag Race. And my God, did the queens bring it to the Snatch Game. They were so funny. Definitely one of my favorite Snatch Games ever, and definitely my favorite episode of this season so far. There was so much laughter in the Snatch Game. I mean, some queens did much better than others, but I will say every queen who participated was passable at least, like nobody tanked. Plus this episode also had plenty of emotion because we're at that point in the competition now where we've watched the queens for long enough that we've become attached to them, we feel like we've gotten to know them, and now that we're saying goodbye to them it's getting a lot harder because one of my favourites left the competition this week and it was Ting Wong. I love Ting Wong. Such a wonderful performer, such a lovely presence on the show. It was just her time to go. I love you, Wong. We all do. The best episodes of Drag Race for me tend to be when they focus more on laughter than the drama, and this week there wasn't that much drama. The only bit of drama came between Baga and Divina in the workroom where they both found out they wanted to do Maggie Thatcher for Snatch Game. They had that whole meow kitty cat moment because they both wanted to do Maggie Thatcher desperately, but Baga Chipz didn't have any other options, so Davina Campbell graciously offered to do Julia Childs instead, which may have been a mistake because, my God, Baga Chipz was bloody brilliant as Maggie Thatcher with the red eyes. She was right, she came in like a fucking tornado. There's always these little moments in Drag Race episodes which I love, and there was the moment where Davina Campbell was putting her outfit back on the rail, and they just added that whole dramatic sound effect as she did it. Doosh! I did want to see two Maggie Thatchers on the Snatch Game because that's never happened before. We've never had two queens do the same person in the same Snatch Game, and it could have been genius, it could have been disastrous, but I was kind of hoping to see how it would work, but it wasn't meant to be. But, you know, Baga made it her own. Davina Campbell even went as far as letting Baga borrow her Maggie Thatcher blouse for the Snatch Game, and that just had to put some salt in the wound. Bet she's regretting it now because Baga went on to win this challenge along with the Vivienne. They tied for the Snatch Game, which is amazing. The two best mates, the two comedy queens, winning it together. They are really Thelma and Louising this competition, just driving away with that cash prize. No, not the cash prize, the web series. That should be the prize. Let them both win it and give them their own web series. Forget the whole spin-off on the BBC 3 about them dressing up like Donald Trump and Maggie Thatcher. Even though I would love to see that, the prize should be Baga and Vivienne doing the web series together in Hollywood, and then hell yes, I would watch that show. The Vivienne's impersonation though of Donald Trump was insanely good. Like if you closed your eyes, you wouldn't even tell that it was someone doing an impersonation of Donald Trump. Move over, Alec Baldwin, you have been dethroned for the best Donald Trump impersonation. Dethroned by a Scouse no less as well. I love that the Vivienne didn't go for one of her Scouse heroines for Snatch Game either, because you know she would have killed it as Kim Woodman because we already got a sneak peek of that in the first episode. And oh my God, I was in stitches when she did the whole
hello, Chalky, you alright? I'm from Scotty Rose and I used to do Ringo's Mad Hair.
the Cilla Black, oh my God. But yeah, I love that she gave herself a challenge for the Snatch Game as well because she went with Donald Trump. Completely different accent, controversial figure, and also he's a dude, so yeah, there's always a bit iffy when people do male characters on Snatch Game. The Vivienne just killed it as Donald Trump. And Michelle Visage even said this might be the best Snatch Game impression ever. As far as compliments, it doesn't get much better than that. The Vivienne was so prepared for this challenge. She just had an arsenal of jokes like ready to fire away. Jokes about the wall, grabbing pussies, Michelle Visage's vagina smelling like Mexican food. We're gonna build a wall around it. It's gonna be big, it's gonna be huge. The posture, the hand gestures, the way he pursed his lips all the way through. It was all so perfect. Like, even the way he said stuff like, China. I don't know if I can do a good Donald Trump impression. I do a pretty good Cleveland Brown. What the hell? Oh no, 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 no. I do a good Zoidberg as well. But what was even more priceless was how Vivienne and Baga bounced off each other as Donald Trump and Maggie Thatcher just for the awkward flirting and the brilliant back and forth.
If anyone knew how to fuck up a country, it was her.
I love you too, but please keep the those orange cheesy balls away from my face.
It's no wonder they won. It was just so effortless and easy for them. They are so good together. But the big surprise for me this week turned out to be Blue Hydrangea. She made me laugh so much this week. First of all, when she said this about vinegar strokes.
So few people here now.
Only 7 there. That's because vinegar took up so much space.
You little prick!
But then there was her saucy Mary Berry, who was pure filth. She was cracking jokes about her poo nanny and, getting creamed up her arse. Well, I never. Making a national treasure like Mary Berry, some sort of slutty trollop, it is hilarious. I'm sorry, it's brilliant. And yeah, Blue Hydrangea, I've gained so much love for you in the last few episodes. Please keep being a bitch. It's so much fun. The only thing that was missing was a joke about a soggy bottom. I mean, that is pure drag queen gold. One missed opportunity. As for the other queens, I knew that Cheryl Hall was safe this week because they didn't give her any screen time in the workroom this week. Her Gemma Collins, I did enjoy. I mean, I thought she might have added a bit more padding because Gemma Collins is a big girl and thought she missed an opportunity there. She looked more like Gemma Collins, younger, slimmer, prettier, cousin or something. Yeah. Davina Campbell did make me laugh at the start of Snatch Game.
Now, Julia, what are you serving for dinner?
Well, I'm serving your fish.
That was funny. Yeah, she started off well, but then after that, it seemed like she got in her own head. And I think that was probably because Baga was doing so well doing Maggie Thatcher in her own outfit as well that she brought to the show. So yeah, probably some sour grapes there. As for Crystal's McClanahan, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've never actually watched Golden Girls, so I genuinely don't know if her interpretation of Blanche was any good. But from what I got from it, it did sound like it was Crystal doing her own voice with a slightly southern drawl, and she was just in a costume. It didn't really feel like she was living in that role. She did make me laugh once with the whole line about, well, I'm dead. Thank you, Syphilis. That was good. As for Something Wong, I actually thought his David Attenborough voice was spot on. That was a good impersonation, but the problem was with David Attenborough, he's not really known for being funny, so it was quite a challenge to make Sir David Attenborough funny on the Snatch Game. You really have to go a lot further with a character like that, like Blue Hydrangea did with Mary Berry. Anyway, last week, Ru told Baga, Chipz and Blue Hydrangea to step their pussy up, and they did, because the top 3 this week was Baga, Blue Hydrangea, and the Vivienne, with Baga and Vivienne being the top 2 and tying for the win. And then the bottom 3 was Crystal, Something Wong, and who was the third one? Davina Campbell. But of course, she ended up being safe, so the lip sync for the life was between Something Wong and Crystal. And I do agree with that. I do think that Crystal and Something Wong were the bottom 2 this week in terms of their performance in the Snatch Game, how funny they were, how much they impersonate the character. I do think they were probably the weakest of the bunch. Again, nobody was awful this week, it's just some were a lot better than others. They set the bar pretty high for all future Snatch Games on the British Drag Race. Does anybody else want to see a crossover where we have British and American drag queens do a Snatch Game together? Because can you imagine if we had the Vivienne's Donald Trump coupled with Aquarius Melania? Oh, they could have had a lot of fun there. But let's face it, now that RuPaul has announced the Celebrity Drag Race series, there will eventually be some sort of crossover from across the pond. We know it'll happen. RuPaul is making it rain and counting his dollars. Anyway, back to the lip sync for your life. I got a little bit distracted there, but oh my god, I love this lip sync. It was to a bloody Spice Girls number, Spice Up Your Life. We were all waiting for this because, yeah, the Spice Girls, British culture, girl power, yeah, it had to be done eventually. And yeah, we finally got a really good lip sync for your life between 2 really good queens. The energy was high. The vibe in the room was great. The judges were enjoying themselves. Heck, even the other queens in the back were like, in the back just going, seven to the left, shake it to the right. Everybody was living for this lip sync, myself included. Arriba! I see ya, hold tight. And then right at the end, they all just collapsed. Boom. It wasn't a shablam, they just kind of went plop. Yeah, I don't know if those girls knew how to shablam. But regardless, though Something Wrong, Crystal gave it their all, and I do agree with who sashayed and who shantaed. Something Wrong, you were so loved. And no one has a bad word to say about you. We are gonna miss you. No other queen can say that. A Spice Girl came up to them after the show to let them know how awesome they were. So, you're winning. As for the outfits on the runway this week, the category was Weird Science, Drag Queens Genetically Modified, and my 2 favorite looks on the runway this week had to be Blue Hydrangea's eye helmet thing. That was so creative. That is something that I would wear to a Halloween party. But yes, I love Blue Hydrangea's eyeball look. I want to wear that. And the second favorite had to be Crystal's punky Mad Max dystopian demon look. She looked so good. Love that she brought out the whole axe grinder thing. You think you've seen it all on the runway, but yeah, they just keep pulling out these new tricks. I loved the prosthetics and the makeup. She looked so good. She looked like she could have been on an episode of Buffy. She was that convincing. As for worst outfit on the runway this week, well, there's no more vinegar strokes, is there? So I guess I would have to say it was probably something Wong. Oh, bless her. Oh, that outfit, just no. It looked like some weird hybrid of Lady Cassandra from Doctor Who and Britney from the Oops, I Did It Again video. But maybe that's what something Wong was going for? And to end this video on a very joyful note, for all of you that aren't familiar with British politics beyond Brexit, believe me, I don't even know what's going on with Brexit, but in the workroom, Blue Hydrangea was chatting with all the girls about Northern Ireland not having gay marriage being legal yet. For all you people that are unaware, they just passed a law this week saying that gay people can now get married. Yay for progress. There we go, guys. That is my review of Drag Race UK episode 4. Probably my favourite episode this season. Gonna give it a 9 out of 10. But as always, this is just one bloke's opinion. I would love to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of the Snatch game? Let's ask a quick question today. Who is your all-time favourite Snatch Game contestant from any season? I want to hear from you guys in that comment section below who you think the queen of Snatch Game is. Before I go, I just want to give a shout out to a couple other people that are doing Drag Race UK content that you might want to check out. I've got two friends called Chris and Graham. They have a channel called Two Queens Sit Before Me. I've been watching their stuff. They're absolutely priceless together. I think they're brilliant. You guys will probably love them. As well as my friend Paolo, who has a podcast called Spilling the G&T. You can find it on iTunes. Give it a Google, you'll find it. Again, brilliant. Watch them, listen to them. If you like Drag Race UK, they have some really wonderful things to say about it. And they're very funny as well. So if you enjoy my type of stuff, you'll probably enjoy theirs. Give them some love. I'll pop a little link here for the Two Queens Sit Before Me channel. Go check those guys out, they are brilliant. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to stay up to date with all my future content, please don't forget to click subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all those links are down below, okay? Thanks so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Enfield, and I'll see you next time.